Right. Welcome again, everyone, to the virtual and physical media center here at the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions. Here with our defending champion, Danielle Kang. I'll kick it off and just ask, what are your thoughts on being back here at Lake Nona and ready to defend your title?
I'm excited. I believe that the season, we haven't really had an off season, but it's really good to start in Florida. I wish it was a little bit further back in a couple weeks, so that we could have a little less gap of time. But I spent some time in Jupiter last week with my friends, and that was really good. So I'm trying to get acclimated to the weather. Vegas is really cold, and it's warming up now, so it's good.
Amazing. Steve, go ahead, kick us off.
Danielle, when you won here last year, I don't think anybody could have anticipated the struggles you would have health-wise in the middle of the year and then the comeback that you would have. How much more meaningful is the win that you had here last year now, given what happened to you after?
To be honest, my win last year was more meaningful because of the previous year. And when they mixed up the tee times and tip scales and changed tee times and it doesn't follow the format, I was really not happy about those kind of things. And I felt that, LPGA has a format, you have a rule, you stick with it. And then last year they kept the amateur and then the professional things. And that's what made me feel like I wanted to win this event, and I felt that I let it get slipped through my fingers. So that's why I was really happy to win. But I wasn't really thinking about that win making it meaningful for what happened after.
So this is one of the probably best golf courses in Orlando, arguably the best. Winning at a venue like this, what does that mean for you?
I believe that winning at good golf courses means that you're a good player. Winning it anywhere does, but it's extra meaningful for me because I'm very particular about golf courses. Some courses I just don't play well at, and I already know, and I avoid them quite a bit. But Nona is not an easy golf course. It's not an easy track. You have to have your game tuned all around. Bunker shots, to chip shots, pitch shots, irons, off the tee, and it's fun. It's fun to play. It's going to be tough when you take your mind off it for 1 second. The bogeys are just around the corner. So it makes me feel really good to be able to take a trophy home from caliber golf courses.
Danielle, last year it was cold here. You're hitting fairway woods on holes. You might be hitting mid and short irons. What kind of test was it for you mentally here last year?
It was interesting. I was walking down the fairway, the back nine, and I was telling my caddy how I had a 5-wood rescue, 5-wood, 5-wood finish. And it is a little bit wild, but I was hitting my 5-wood really good that day. So lucky enough, I was fine. But it was really cold. I was more proud of how I prepared to get into that tournament. And I was prepared to be in the cold, to compete in the freezing weather. And I'm normally not good with those. My track record hasn't shown that. But to win in the cold, in those hoodies and those jackets, because I can't swing well, and it made me feel good.
You had practiced that at home, right?
I did.
Was it similar this year coming in, or?
No, this year, Vegas is really cold right now, but I've been traveling a lot, so I've been trying to get practice in as much as I can. I went to Korea a few times. MB Park was gracious enough to get me practice facilities, so I was practicing in like a cage, but it was really nice to practice there because I felt like there was no wind. So it was different type of practice. Everything was always at centered and squared, and it was nice. And I came back out to America, and I went, oh, okay, there's hills now, and wind and everything.
How much are you working with Butch? And I was going to ask you, what's the best thing you've experienced working with him?
Can you say that question one more time?
I'm sorry?
Can you say that question one more time?
Oh, sorry. I was going to ask you about how much you're working with Butch. How often do you see Butch, and what's the best part of being able to work like a guy whose brain in golf works the way it does?
Okay. I have like the worst attention span. I'm like squirrel.
That's okay.
So can you tell?
Yeah.
Can you tell?
It's over there in 18 scoring. Can you?
I cannot.
Oh.
I can't do two things at once. I'm so sorry.
I heard it too.
Michael.
Sorry.
All right.
Want to go?
Yes, so all I heard was Butch.
Okay.
I love that man. I didn't actually get to see him that often this off season. I was traveling a lot. I went to Kenya, Miami, New York, Korea, Florida. It's it's been a lot of travel.
Yeah.
But good communication with him is key, and he always knows where I play the best from. And whatever I work on something different or unique on, I always check with him. And even 2 days ago, I messaged him saying, hey, this is so-and-so is my miss. What do you think will be causing it? So I think I'm not one of those players that needs a coach to be with me 24/7 and or travel with me. So it works really well between Butch and I when I just can communicate as openly as possible.
Thanks.
For those on the Zoom chat, if you have a question, please raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Until then, one for me. I saw you went on a really cool safari. We were all a little jealous of it. Can you tell us about that experience and how you enjoyed that during the off season?
I loved it. It's been on my bucket list all my life, and I actually learned from the injury that I don't really need to play golf every single day. I surprised myself on how well I played when I came back. I wasn't expecting to be contending or even finishing top tens. I thought I was just being a brat and wanted to compete and just to see where I was. But that gave me confidence to be like, hey, I don't need to play golf every single day. So I was able to take a 9-day trip to Kenya, and it was incredible. And I really want to thank Julia Molinaro and her parents for setting all that up. So if anybody needs a safari trip to Kenya, call Julia Molinaro.
Amazing. We have one to my left, yeah.
Is there a different approach, different mentality, different anything when you come back to a place where you've won before and you can repeat?
Yes and no. I guess you get a little bit of extra confidence because you see your face everywhere all of a sudden and everything is good memories. So I think that does help in golf, especially. Sometimes when you know you can make a putt, but that extra confidence helps you make it, So I think you do have an edge, but it's different conditions, different course, different year. You still have to play good golf, but I feel really good about it, and I'm excited. I'm playing with Lee Bryce again first day, and we don't know how that happens, but it happens every year. Luck of the draw. So I'm excited to see him, and yeah, I'm excited.
I have Edgar Thompson on the Zoom who has a question for you as well. I'm going to unmute you. Yep, go ahead, Edgar.
Yeah, hey Danielle, thanks for doing this. I was a minute or so late, and I don't know whether you addressed it. You mentioned the injury. First off, though, what was your favorite animal? I want to hear that on the safari.
I love elephants, and I experienced a family of elephants of 4 consecutively for about an hour. So there was a watering hole. Sorry, I'm going to go into a detailed explanation here. But watering hole and a family of elephants because they have to get out of the way for the next group. I just saw groups and groups of them, and it was wonderful. And then they never disappointed me. Anytime I wanted to see an animal, boom, there was an elephant. Or giraffes were like dogs. They're everywhere. and I saw a lion hunt a zebra and eat it. That was fun. It was a little scary. I'm pretty sure I saw a lion that looked like Mufasa, and I said, can we please get out of here? Because I think it's going to jump on us. So it was fun.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, those lions, I think when they're charging, they can run like 50 miles an hour. They're unbelievable creatures.
Yeah. We had a rhino charge at us, and that's a trauma for my mom right now. Hi.
Oh,
Defending champ over there.
Likewise.
So you mentioned...
Sorry, we have Jericho in the room.
No. So you mentioned the injury, and I don't, can you just share maybe a couple of insights? You mentioned how it gave you an appreciation for things outside of golf, but just the experience, maybe a low point. You don't need to go through all of it. I mean, it's been written about a lot, but can you just kind of where you're at now and where this is kind of taking you?
Where I'm at is, I just don't want to be known as a player that's injured or was injured. So I kind of want to move forward with it. I feel good. I've hit low points. I don't think this isn't a therapy session, so I'm not going to go right into that. But I feel good. I've learned a lot of things, and I think only people that struggle in whatever it is, it's all relative, and you just got to find out why you're going through what you're going through. And all I can tell people is that they can make it out, and they can figure it out and use it to their advantage. So for me, it led me to a Kenya trip, so I got chased by a rhino. That was interesting. I will tell you about that next time. My mom's still traumatized, and yeah, I mean, I got a bit of a different swing now. We got I don't know. It's just a lot of things come together for different ways. I can't just keep trying to keep the old things, right? To improve is to change. So you gotta just kind of roll with the changes and the punches. That's what I do.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else here? Oh, yep, one more.
With you being the defending champion and all, what do you think it's going to take for you to retain that title come this weekend?
Play really good golf. Seriously. It's a tough golf course, so I just gotta play good golf.
Amazing. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. All right.
All right. Yeah, you can just leave that there. Thank